per game, but 13 last night, and that was big.
That's progress, right?
Yeah.
If you're their coach, you're looking for progress, and that's something they improved on, so that's really, really good. And the style they play, too, because they press so much and because they get up and down the court so much, sometimes that can lead to some additional turnovers, where you just get a little ahead of yourself. So to only have 13 turnovers with the style they play is outstanding.
And we have done enough Covenant Christian games to also know, Coach, that they sometimes get into foul trouble, and they play a lot of players. I understand that, but they need to keep players like Mariah Armstrong on the floor because she has a tendency to end up sitting on the bench because of foul trouble.
Yeah, and she's their leading scorer, 11 points per game. So, yeah, they do. They'll play 10 kids. He'll play 10 kids every game because of the style. A lot of it's the running, too, but then the foul trouble plays a role, too, because when you're out there and you're being that aggressive defensively, you're going to get called for some of those possessions where you get a little too handsy or you bump a girl or whatever.
And by the way, they may have extended that lead in the first half last night, but overall they missed 11 free throws. I'm sure they had a little shoot around this morning and maybe shot some extra free throws.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. As a coach, there's little things like that you can tweak and make it a little bit more important and get their focus back.
You've been in this situation before where you're about ready to go into the Christmas break, and I know that generally you're going to come back and practice. You may get Christmas Day off, but other than that, generally you're going to come back and do some work to get ready for the second half of the season. How much do you put an emphasis on tonight's game to make sure that you win this game and go into the break on a positive note?
Well, if you don't, it ruins your whole break as a coach. I can tell you that. It's miserable. It's the same thing at the game before Thanksgiving. Anytime you have these breaks as a coach, you want to win that last game. That creates a positive atmosphere for all those practices that are coming up. And like you mentioned, during my career, it's Christmas Day, that's it. You're back in the gym the next day. You may come back in later afternoon or evening to give them that whole full day if they're traveling from somewhere. But that's about it. So it's tough as a coach. It's tough for a program to lose a game going into a big break.
The other thing is, too, a lot of times now all these kids are out of school, and so the whole routine is a little bit different now, and that's something I talked about on the last broadcast. Hard to get into.
It is. You go from not practicing after school to you're practicing in the morning, then you try to give them time to travel with their family, right? So now you're practicing at 5 o'clock in the evening. It's just all over the place. But if you're having success and you're winning games like both these teams are doing, you can kind of maintain that structure and maintain that focus.
When we come back, we'll continue here on the pregame as you see the players lining up, and we'll come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off next here from Covenant Christian on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010? Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family, come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board. We are back here at Covenant Christian, the national anthem in the books here tonight. Tip-off coming up in just a few moments. We'll also have keys to the game in just a little bit as well. But let's go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. All right, so it'll be Klein, Drew Gardner, along with Emmerich, Rissler, and Madison Gardner for South Putnam. For Covenant Christian, it'll be Hoffman, Reichert, Rademacher, Hafner, and Armstrong. And let's get keys to today's game.
Okay, for the South Putnam Eagles, they got to handle Covenant Christian's full court pressure. They got to limit their turnovers. They got to know where Hafner and Janikowski are in their half-court defense. They got to find them and run them off that three-point line, and they got to compete on the boards. For Covenant Christian, they got to create extra possessions with their pressure defense. They're going to shoot a lot of shots. They want to create those extra possessions. They got to finish around the basket. They do a really good job of getting to the ball, causing those turnovers, and sometimes they struggle to finish, and then they got to keep South Put's guards out of the paint.
All right, keys to the game. Here we go. It'll be Covenant basketball after their win last night. Let's see how they'll get started here tonight after a slow start in last night's matchup. And you see already South Putnam opening up in a zone, and the first shot's going to be missed, but the offensive rebound by Rademacher, so another chance on the offensive side. Down low, and the layup good by Mariah Armstrong.
And you can see that's an adjustment. South Putnam made from the starters coming out in a little bit of zone defense. That's not what they normally do.
Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Each team now with a turnover. That'll be a key, I'm sure, tonight as we go along. Most of the games we have had this year, we've had some games where turnovers have been in the 20s and 30s. So South Putnam basketball trailing it 2-0. As we mentioned earlier, only averaging about 45 points per game.
They're a very possession-oriented team. They'll take their time and get the shot they want.
That shot's off the mark there by Lila Rissler. So Covenant a chance to build on this early 2-0 lead. Again, they won last night 77-46. Dominated the second half. Here's a skip pass and a three on the way, no good by Hafner. So they're 0 for 2 from three-point range early. The pass down low and the layup good by Rademacher.
Really nice pass there. Didn't finish my thought.
Got a foul call here on the Warriors. That's going to go against Mariah Armstrong. And that will be her first. Free throw good by Emmerich. Second free throw by Emmerich. Trailing at 4-1, just over 6 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. And Lily Emmerich gets them both. And now 4-2 your score.
They're playing a 1-3-1 zone, Troy. They're not really trapping hard out of it, but they're extended out to that three-point line to try to limit the possessions. They get those long balls off.
Reichert misses it. Mariah Armstrong, the putback no after the offensive rebound. Then Armstrong tips it out. Picked up there by Hafner.
So far, their defense has been effective. They just can't box out and finish the possession.
Entry pass underneath is going to be a turnover. Here come the Eagles back the other way, and a foul call will go against Hoffman.
Talked about that in the keys to the game. These South Putnam guards are really strong and aggressive at taking the ball to the basket. They got to do a better job of stopping the ball and having some help from their teammates. Keep that ball out of the paint.
You know, earlier off the air I said, what if the shots aren't falling for Covenant? And now they aren't early. I know they still have an early lead, but those threes aren't falling after playing so well last night.
And like we discussed in the last game you and I had, when you're a team that likes to full court press and you don't score, you can't press.
That's
so
right.
It takes them out of everything they want to do.
Second free throw by Klein. Can't get the roll, and there's the rebound by Armstrong. Armstrong bringing it all the way herself. This is Hafner. They'll swing it right side, Reichert. Baseball pass will find Armstrong. She missed it. Offensive rebound, Rademacher. And now they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. Hafner for three. That's no good.
That's the first rebound for the Eagles, 3 minutes into the quarter.
Eagles back on offense. Looking for their first basket. We've made it under the 5-minute mark. Here's a three from the top. That is way off the mark there by Klein. Here come the Warriors back the other way. Pull-up jumper in the lane. That's no good by Hoffman. Another offensive rebound by Rademacher and a foul call against the Eagles.
That's their 5th offensive rebound in the first quarter, so South Putt's going to have to get that figured out and tighten that up, or that's going to be a problem for them the whole game.
Madison Gardner picks up the foul. That will be number 1 on Gardner. She will come out of the lineup. Yeah, it's going to be Maya Wells who has checked in. Off the inbound, here's Armstrong. The step through and the layup good by Mariah Armstrong.
Real patient move there by Armstrong. Nice step through, got the ball up on the glass. That was a really nice post move.
6-2 lead your score. Emmerich on the drive, nothing there. Now it'll be a new player in the ball game, Pistelli. Pistelli wears number 21. Here's a 3 from the left elbow. That's going to be off the mark as it goes out of bounds. Drew Gardner unable to connect, and it'll go back over to the Warriors. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer, serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. For more information, give them a call at 317-849-0810, and Hafner gets the first 3 of the night.
Real nice skip pass to Hafner in the corner. She was wide open. She knocked it down.
Timeout on the floor. Covenant leads at 9-2. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Give them a call at 317-472-7600. And for a team that doesn't score a lot, they can't afford, speaking of South Putnam, to get down too far.
No, they can't. With the style they play offensively, they can't. You're right, Troy. They get down too many points. They just don't have the firepower to come back. They, like we talked about in the opener, they are a possession team. They play low-scoring games. And so, yeah, it can get away from them if they're not careful.
Well, they're lucky so far that they're only down 9-2 because we've only seen the 1 3-pointer hit by Hafner, and they've been kind of cold from outside, but they've been getting those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they've kind of done it to themselves. Self-inflicted wounds, right? They box out and rebound. This is probably a 4-2, 6-2 game, but they've just given them all those extra possessions.
Eagles basketball after the timeout. Ball's tipped and another turnover. Back the other way we go. Hafner gives it back once again to Hoffman for 3, and she nails it.
You know they're not pressing, which surprises me, Troy. South Putt's guards are the strength of their team, though, so maybe they just felt like they were better off just being able to contain them, stay in front of them, and so far it's been effective.
Well, one other thing, too, might be, you just played 24 hours ago, and sometimes maybe teams don't react as well playing back-to-back. Covenant certainly is very deep. Here's Hafner again for 3. Missed it. Long rebound again by Hoffman. Reichert, shot fake drive in the corner to Hafner. Reichert once again. Good ball movement out around the perimeter. They only have one player, that's Rademacher, really down in the block until just now. Now it'll be Armstrong joining her, and then it's just a bad pass right there.
I think she was just trying to throw it over top of that girl on top of the zone. Just had too much on it.
Drew Gardner will check back in. Coming out will be Klein along with Wells. Wells only in there for about a minute or so. So let's see if South Putnam can get on the board. And we've got a tie-up, and the possession arrow is going to stay here, but South Putnam losing the arrow after the inbound. So South with the basketball. Still looking for their first basket of the ball game. Here's a 3, and that's going to be off the mark by Pistelli. And they're down by 10. By the way, you've not seen Jankowski from last night, who had the hot hand. That 3 no good by Hafner. Running the floor will be South Putnam, but they turn it over again. Warriors back the other way. Nice pass down low, and missing it is Armstrong. That's when we tell them you got to use that backboard.
That's right. Yeah, they lost. South Putnam lost the ball there. They're lucky she didn't score on that. They got to find that ball in their transition defense.
Eagles On the drive with the left hand, no good. They're one and done. Emmerich can't get it to go. On the run back the other way. It'll be Hoffman. Reichert back once again to Hafner for three. That's no good. And a quick rebound there by Drew Gardner. And they almost throw it away again.
Now that they're getting those defensive rebounds, their defense is picking up there. Now you just got to find a way to put the ball in the basket, Troy. That's
the
a good
entry.
start.
There you go. And the basket good by Madison Gardner.
Really good seal by Gardner. She sealed the girl behind her, had opened up in the middle of the lane there, and they hit a good pass to her.
Almost took them 7 minutes to get their first basket. Reichert trapped, able to get rid of it to Hoffman. Here is Mariah Armstrong in a block. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken about this, but has Covenant not subbed yet? Isn't that unusual? We're almost done with the first quarter.
They're not pressing.
That's true.
So they haven't committed a ton of fouls. So, I mean, there you
Still
go,
kind
Troy.
of shocking me, though. Yeah. Thank you.
Right on cue.
Lily Armstrong will be one of the two players coming in as you see Rademacher and Hoffman going to the bench. Also in will be Jankowski. Mariah Armstrong didn't square the shoulders on that shot, missed it, and on the rebound we have a jump ball, and it will stay here with the Warriors. I know Mariah's only a sophomore and got a long way to go in her career, but you'd love to see her maybe take a little more time, square those shoulders to the basket instead of trying to shoot from the side.
Just like she did the last time she had it. You know what I mean? She was real patient, took her time. That time she just kind of chucked it up. There she goes.
Yep, there you go. Armstrong now with 6.
That was a really nice set by Covenant Christian to get her the ball there on the left block.
Lead back to 10. And another turnover, unforced. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374 to do the job right the first time. Mylan Lloyd Dawson in. She did not play last night. Didn't even see her with the team, but she is with them here tonight. Against the zone again, here's Hafner. Into Lloyd Dawson, who will drive and stepped on the end line.
Not a bad idea, bad move, just lost her positioning on the court there and stepped out of bounds.
Final 30 of the first quarter. Eagles looking for their second basket. Another three is going to be missed from the left wing. They'll able to get that one back. Here is Rissler. Her shot up and good from 3.
Yeah, if you're Coach Gardner only being down 7 here, if you can hold on this possession, you feel pretty good about that.
It took him a long time to get that first basket. As we're winding time down, skip past Jankowski in the corner for 3 is good at the buzzer. And Jankowski picking up where she left off last night, ends the first quarter with a 10-point lead.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt? Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
High school basketball in IndianaSRN brought to you by Passion to Care. They're delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Give them a call at 317-537-1811. Well, Jankowski still feeling it, isn't she?
Made her presence felt pretty quickly. kind of look back at the story of that first quarter, Covenant Christian took 18 shots and South Putnam took 8. So that's a big difference they can't overcome if that keeps happening every quarter.
In the ball game, Maddie Howard now. You see Maddie there at the top for Covenant. Wide open three on the way is no good. The offensive rebound, but a foul call down low will put Klein to the line after the miss by Emmerich. See if they get that foul on for Covenant. It's going to be Maddie Howard picking up her first. And here is Klein, who's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Now she got 3 goose eggs up there, and see if she can clean it off with this one. Second one in and out. Lloyd Dawson with a rebound, and here come the Warriors again, trying to build on a 10-point lead. Jankowski draws a crowd. That'll be Howard. We'll find Emma Crane, who's also checked in, number 22. Here's Jankowski in the corner, missed it. And the rebound pulled down by Gardner. South may have gotten away with a travel there. Here's a straightaway 3, and that one hits the standard up top on the miss there by Drew Gardner, and back over to Covenant.
And they're now just 1 for 7 from the three-point line, so they're going to have to get some of those to go in to stay in this game.
See if they'll try to maybe go back inside, too, at some point, right? I mean, you're looking at Armstrong's out. Now, Lloyd Dawson is in, but Armstrong's out of the lineup. It's kind of a shorter lineup here for the Warriors. And a bad pass intended for Jankowski. Nice move to the baseline, gets cut off. Here's a 3 from the top, and that's going to be well short by Rissler. And able to run down the basketball is Rissler herself. Nice pass inside, layup good by Wells.
Great hustle by Rissler right there. She made all the action on that play, ran down her own shot, and great assist.
Back to a 17-9 lead. A couple of games ago, this was a Covenant bench who, when they came in, they really played well. There will be a kick ball. Actually, last night they played well, as you could pretty much tell with the way Jankowski came in and played. But tonight, not maybe as much energy as we've seen from the bench. Crane on the drive. Lloyd Dawson, the short jumper, is way off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. We have a jump ball. They should go over to South. Nope, they're going to say we'll stay here.
Yeah, change of possession at the start of the quarter.
And if I look at that arrow on the scoreboard right there, that helps too, doesn't it? And that one too. I got 2 things to tell me, and I said the wrong thing.
It's all right.
Lloyd Dawson. Now for the Warriors, Jankowski. They were looking for the screen. Back inside to Lloyd Dawson, and she missed the puppy. Lily Armstrong sneaks in there. We got a foul call. Oh, my.
Jankowski set a screen for Lloyd Dawson, and both South Putt girls went with Jankowski to the corner because, she's on the scouting report, right? Left her wide open. She's so wide open, she didn't even realize she was that wide open.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness. What a perfect play.
Now, you think about that. Mariah Armstrong's missed a couple inside, and then you have Lloyd Dawson missing. My always concern is you get in a close game, you got to finish those shots.
You do. That was one of the keys to the game for the Warriors, right, was to finish around the basket.
And Jankowski misses from 3. Lloyd Dawson goes for the rebound and will be fouled again. See if they got Drew Gardner. So it will be Gardner picking up her first. Just team foul number 2. We shot a ton of free throws last night. We were in bonus situation very quickly in all 4 quarters. It's not been the case here tonight. Hafner to Jankowski, and Jankowski would have to have 7-foot arms to get that one.
She just rushed that pass. Jankowski was wide open in the corner. Hafner just rushed it.
And we talk about those kind of turnovers that are unforced like that just will drive you nuts as a coach.
Absolutely. There's no reason for that one. She wasn't pressured. She just got sped up for some reason. Now they're going to go to a 1-3-1 trap.
Well, the way South has been shooting early, you can understand why. Here's a three on the way from the left side, no good, as Pistelli comes up empty. Warriors back in the half court. It's Hafner in the corner, and a three on the way by Armstrong, the air ball. Lloyd Dawson gets it back, shoots it over the basket, gets it again. We've got a jump ball, and this time it will go to South Putnam, as I checked out the arrow this time. You'd think after 40 years of doing this, I'd look at the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it, Kevin. Go ahead.
You'd think, yes.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault last time. It was our producer's fault. It certainly wouldn't be me. 5 minutes remaining before halftime. That defense worked out pretty well.
Yeah, they're speeding them up. They're not comfortable getting pressured like that.
Boy, but Covenant's been stuck on 17 for a little while until right there, thanks to Emma Crane.
Yeah, real nice reverse pass there in the corner to Crane. She stuck it in.
That was their first 2 points of the second quarter. They ended up going nearly over 3 minutes. There's a little jumper good by Drew Gardner.
And that's always the thing about playing those defenses as a coach. You saw that possession. They were not nearly as effective. They were tired, and South Putnam got right into the paint. An easy shot.
Crane will kick it out to Hafner for three. No good. Rebounded by Jankowski. Jankowski gets it back. Three on the way, no good. Well, the threes aren't falling as much as they were last night. They do have 3 of them so far, and we have a whistle, and I think that might have been a travel, or was it a timeout? Got a timeout before the 3, and so you take away the basket there by Lila Rissler, and it's going to be a full timeout, 19-11 your score.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. If you'd like more information, give Piper a call at 317-396-1023. Well, that timeout cost him 3. So now South Putnam looking inside. The pass was off the mark, and we have a jump ball. And so it goes back over to Covenant. 3:53 remaining here in the first half. Not have been a good productive quarter here by the Warriors. The drive shot short by Emmy Flatt. We head the other way. South Putnam on the run. They don't run very often, as Coach had mentioned in the pregame. Here's a 3. It's on the way, and that will go over the backboard as Gardner can't get it to fall. So far, only 4 points by South Putnam in the quarter, only 2 by Covenant Christian.
Defense is bothering both teams. Getting sped up, just not making any shots.
Hafner bypasses that shot. Skip pass will find Reichert is back in the ball game. That's no good. The rebound pulled out of there by Emmy Flatt. So another offensive board by the Warriors. It's cold outside, and it's cold in here shooting-wise. Here's Hafner again from 3. That's missed. Hafner able to get it back. Outside to Hoffman, who drives down the lane. Her floater's no good. Hoffman read it well, runs it down in the corner, and then throws it right into the hands of Rissler. South Putnam with a basketball. Drive to the baseline by Emmerich. Kick out will find Gardner. Her shot no good, but I think we may have a push off the rebound as Reichert went to the floor. They're going to get Wells on the foul. That'll be number 2 on Wells.
Part of the issue for South Putnam and defensively on the defensive boards is too, they're playing that zone, so they're so extended they don't have a man to box out every possession. It's hard to rebound out of that defense too, and that's just giving them fits right now.
But so far they've held Covenant to just 2 points. Here's a wide open shot by Hoffman, no good. Reichert with the offensive rebound. Will bounce it now to Rademacher. They'll move it to Hoffman. Back in the ball game is Mariah Armstrong. Her shot is up and no good. Armstrong, another offensive rebound, and a foul call will put Armstrong to the line.
That is an 8th offensive rebound for Covenant Christian this quarter.
Fouls on Rissler, and that should be number 1 on her. It is the 4th team foul, and here's Armstrong. Last night, the Warriors missed 11 free throws. They're now 1 for 1 tonight. Mariah leading the team in scoring now with 7. Second free throw is on the way and no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Rissler. Here is Rissler, turnaround shot, missed. I've been saying that a lot in the first half, haven't I?
You have.
Armstrong will lead the break herself. Reichert, the drive, the kick, Hafner for 3, that's missed. The tip out by Reichert to Armstrong, and a traveling call by Hoffman. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, and promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Give them a call at 317-328-2555, and a 3 by Pistelli on the board.
After missing their first 6 threes of that quarter, they finally got one to drop. It's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, only down by 6. Foul call there on Emmerich. That'll be her second, and so we will head to the free throw line. That is the 5th foul on South Putnam. In a very low-scoring second quarter on both teams. Covenant last night put 77 on the board. They had 17 in the first quarter. As Hoffman now has 4. But so far, cold shooting by both teams here in the first half. Second free throw's missed. And Rissler comes away with it for South. Coming up on 1 minute. Rissler swings it right side to Gardner. Down in the corner now to Klein. The drive now by Emmerich. The kick out, and the 3 is going to be long. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay here with, nope, they pointed the wrong way. Or did they? Nope, they're going to say it is Warrior basketball. Well, that's why you play some at home and some on the road, right?
That's what they say, yeah. Depends on where that road is and some of my experience.
Sometimes you almost feel like when you're at home, you're on the road, huh?
You know, you're out there with the local butcher and the barber.
All right, down to the final 42 seconds. Reichert in the corner will find Jankowski. The spin and the shot on the way, good, and Mariah Armstrong having a good first half.
Really nice move by Armstrong right down the middle of the paint. Nice little floater.
Lead back to 9. Let's see if South will play for 1. Here's Klein. Rissler will go near side to Gardner. Back to Klein, deep in the corner, guarded there by Reichert. Gets cut off on the baseline. Clock down to 7 seconds. Rissler looking for an opening, can't get one. Here's a force-up at the buzzer, no good by Klein. They didn't finish out that quarter well, but they're hanging in there. South Putnam, Covenant Christian, the Warriors lead at 23-14.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
High school basketball brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Highway Safety Services, give them a call at 765-446-1502. A very low-scoring first half, 23-14. But, Kevin, there's no doubt about it that the shooting was simply just off the mark for both teams in the first half.
Yeah, both teams from the three-point line were in the teens, percentage-wise. That's tough. That's tough to score points when you shoot the ball that poorly. And wasn't a ton of free throw shots, so it wasn't like they could score from that fashion. And, they were open shots, too. That's the thing. It wasn't. They didn't force a bunch of stuff. They just weren't making anything. I mean, it's happens sometimes. Well, they go in and get things adjusted and come back out and shoot it better in the second half.
What were the official numbers? Do you want to tell us, or is it colder outside or colder in your stats?
Well, it's 1, 2, 3. Covenant Christian was 15% from the three-point line, while South Putt just made 1 of their 12 attempts.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That's not good either, is it?
It was that. Turnover-wise, 9-8, right? Not a big deal. Here's the biggest thing that I saw in the first half. 22 rebounds for Covenant Christian, 11 for South Putt. And of those 22 rebounds for the Warriors, 15 of them were offensive. So that really kept 15 offensive rebounds in a half is unbelievable in a high school game. So that's something that Coach Gardner's got to talk. I know he's talking about it at halftime. It's something we talked about. They don't have a man. That type of defense is hard to rebound out of, but they have to do a better job than that if they're going to make a comeback in this game, being down 8 at this point, 7. Whatever.
By the way, Mariah Armstrong led the way with 9 points, 4 points by Hoffman, 3 by Jankowski, 3 by Hafner, 2 by Rademacher, and 2 by Crane. On the other side, the leader was Pistelli with 3. Then you had 3 by Rissler, 2 by Madison Gardner, 2 by Wells, 2 by Drew Gardner, and that rounds out their 14 points in the first half. So not a whole lot of scoring. We'll come back. Second half action is around the corner. Covenant leads at 23-14.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities for sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
High school basketball here on IndianaSRN, brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part and practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. And don't forget about the IndianaSRN sports page. High school, college, pro sports, each and every day. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org. Just click on that sports page tab. Stay informed Monday through Sunday. Even on Christmas Day, will you get a sports page? That's unusual, isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah, free.
Free.
Yeah, I'll give you. Oh, that editor is a great guy from what I hear. So, all right, we already know now, Coach, that something's got to give in the second half, and one thing's got to give. They got to shoot better. We know that, both sides, and somehow they got to get some life in it because we kind of said this a little bit ago off the air. You kind of feel like both teams have gone on Christmas break already.
Yeah, I think coming to Christian, you're hoping as a coach that those percentages will matter over time, right? The percentages say they're a better shooting team than what they did in the first half. I think South Putnam has to find some different ways to score. I think they got too lazy, just settling for the threes, weren't probing the defense that much, weren't trying to get the ball in the paint. I think they need to try to find some different ways to score besides just shooting the three.
We're going to find out here in a couple of moments, and don't forget after the game today we'll be naming the Piper Logistics Player of the Game during the Morales Group post-game show, and then we'll talk about some of the games that are coming up. Of course, we will be off for a few days because of the Christmas break, and with Christmas being, I think, on Wednesday, we are back, I think, on Friday and Saturday, but we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on the Morales Group post-game show, so stay tuned to that. We're ready to go here in the second half. Covenant with that 9-point lead. It was only 17-7 after one, and then South Putnam outscored Covenant 7-6 in the second quarter to make it a 9-point deficit. So the Warriors back out. Looks like all their starters back out on the floor once again, and nobody really in foul trouble. Wells off the bench for South Putnam has 2 fouls, and on the other side, Covenant, again, without pressing, only 2 players with fouls. One of those is Armstrong, and we've kind of documented how she can get into foul trouble quickly, but not tonight. And right out of the chute, a turnover for South Putnam. Mariah Armstrong driving and missing a layup. Rebounded by Klein. That's about her third miss like that.
We'll see if the teams make a change. Yeah, Covenant Christian's man-to-man to start the quarter, so we'll see what South Putnam decides to do if they make any changes.
Working in the left corner to Gardner.
This man-to-man should allow South Putnam to run their actions and run their stuff.
Wide open top by Drew Gardner, rims in and out. So they missed their first 3 of the third quarter. Warriors again will work it outside into the corner to Mariah Armstrong. Her 3 is no good. That sheet's going to get colder, by the way. Lob pass will go out of bounds.
I put that sheet in the freezer. We'll not talk about it anymore. We'll just leave it alone. She was wide open. That was a good action. They're just having a hard time getting to go in. The ball was halfway down. I mean, it just got a lid on that thing tonight.
One of those nights. Here's Reichert. She has not scored tonight. Of course, Coach Myers wants her to shoot more. She keeps bypassing sometimes the open looks. Rademacher. Here is Armstrong. Baseline shot good. She's in double figures.
That was a really good offensive possession there for Covenant. They ran their stuff, got the ball right there, little baseline jumper. She knocked it in.
So the lead at 11. Had a 12-point lead in the first half. South Putnam turned the ball over, 8 times now. The drive in the lane by Gardner and a foul call, and that's going to go against Vivian Hafner.
That looks more like the South Putt offensive possessions that I've seen on tape, where they're taking their time, driving that ball into the paint, forcing teams to foul them. That was a lot better possession.
Drew Gardner, first trip to the free throw line tonight. I'll just let you figure out what happened right there. I've been saying missed it too much tonight. My union rep will tell me to stop saying it after a while. Second free throw. Rebounded by Rademacher.
Another one halfway down and spit back out.
Skip pass will find Hoffman for 3. Ball will be knocked out of bounds, though last touched by 23 Emmerich. Warriors will inbound on the baseline.
Well, I can tell you that first half stat sheet didn't take away from their confidence to shoot them. They're coming out firing them.
They did. Pistelli is in now for South. By the way, Jankowski with the 27 last night. So far only 3 here tonight. She ain't really shot that much. And right now the hot hand is Mariah Armstrong. She says, I don't need to go inside.
Like I said, she almost made the one out of the other corner. The previous one she shot, and that one she found the mark.
28-14, lead at 14. The drive, it's blocked out of bounds off the shot there by Klein, and you're looking at a South team now as scoreless here in the third.
They've been doubled up on the scoreboard, and that's never a good feeling.
Off the inbound. Close to midcourt is Klein. Here's Pistelli. So far, that switch to the man has not helped out South Putnam at all.
They're getting better offensive possessions, but they're still not scoring.
Drive to the baseline by Emmerich. The kick out and the three on the way. Good. Finally, it'll be Klein on the board.
They still look a lot more comfortable to me playing against that style. You might see Covenant switch back to that pressure style soon.
And a three the other way, deep in the corner by Hafner.
Trust the percentages, Troy.
Yep. Hafner, by the way, her second three. She has 6. Ball is off the leg of Emmerich. No, take that back. It's going to be off the leg of Armstrong. Lead at 14 now here in the third. Here's a three the other way. That's no good. Rissler gets shoved out of bounds. It was just a little shimmy.
Wow. That's all I'm going to say.
If it's in the corner, you can shimmy a little.
Mm-hmm. Apparently so. The look on her face was pretty much of disbelief.
Yeah, so was ours. Oh. Skip pass will find Armstrong, and we have a blocking foul on Rissler. I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking nothing.
That's a game of angles, Coach. Sometimes you can't see down in that corner.
That's right.
Yeah. See if they work to Hafner, they will. A lot of teams run that play to try to get that shot in the corner. Reichert back to Hafner. Another three on the way is good. Back-to-back threes by Hafner. Timeout on the floor. Covenant leads this one 34-17.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
High school basketball coverage on IndianaSRN, brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Give them a call if you'd like more information at 765-446-1502. After the timeout, 17-point lead here for Covenant. They're trying to get back-to-back wins. Last night knocked off Greenwood Christian 77-46. Offense picking up a lot more here in the third. Here's Klein. And got hammered from behind by Reichert. And so Avery picks up her first, and we head to the free throw line.
She's just got to find a way to cash these in.
She is 0 for 4 from the line tonight. They've missed 6 free throws. Make it 7. That makes them, if my math is correct, only 2 of 9 from the line.
That's a big problem when you're trailing as much as they are. You got to get those free ones.
Yeah, especially when that clock is off. Second one, no good. The Warriors will try to build down that 17-point lead here in the third. This is Hoffman. The drive by Armstrong and forced it up through the double team, missed it. Here come the Eagles back the other way, and we have a loose ball and a jump ball after a near turnover that time by Pistelli, and the ball will go over to the Warriors.
That was a really good lead pass. 21 just fumbled it. I
mean,
if she catches that clean, that's an easy 2 points.
Covenant's JV won earlier tonight as well, so they picked up back-to-back wins. Boys team lost last night to Greenwood Christian. There's a layup good by Armstrong.
Really nice pick and roll there to the basket for Armstrong.
That boys game last night was one of the more physical games that we have seen this year. But Greenwood Christian pulled out the win. There's another turnover, number 10 now for South Putnam. Leads at 19. Reichert driving baseline, the kick out. Armstrong back to Reichert. Armstrong takes the pass from Rademacher. Drive again by Hafner. Oh, go ahead and shoot it. Armstrong looked at it for a moment. Hoffman back to Armstrong. Once again, Reichert. High pass will find Hafner, who has now switched to the right side. Running a lot of clock right here. Inside to Armstrong. Missed it. And then tried to get the rebound and went over the back, and that'll be the second foul on Armstrong.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive. They're going for rebound their own shot. Just knocked the girl down.
You know, and I got to ask you this. I watch Armstrong, and she gets the ball, and I think sometimes when I watch her kind of turn, instead of really finding out where the basket is, she kind of tries to do it all in one motion. Shouldn't she really kind of locate that basket first?
Just needs to slow down, get her eyes to the target before she releases her shot. Yeah, she's just a little fast down there, a little quick on some of those moves.
Yeah, there aren't too many that are going to block her shot. Here's a shot in the corner. The three is missed by Gardner. By the way, Lloyd Dawson is checked back in. She's able to run down the basketball. And she'll work down to the low post. Here's Hafner for three, and it's good.
That's three for her already in this quarter.
12 now by Hafner. She along with Armstrong in double figures.
They've gone back to their zone trap here.
South has managed just 3 points now in this quarter. Gardner drives and stolen away. That'll be the 11th turnover. So go back to Hafner. She got the hot hand here.
Absolutely. Run something forward, get her open, another open look.
Back in the ball game, Lily Armstrong. Hafner this time from the left side, rims in and out. Wells with a rebound. Coming up on a minute remaining in the third. Drive on the baseline, and they may get Lily Armstrong, and we'll go to the line for two. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. If you'd like information on coverage, give him a call at 317-894-7000. Again, Armstrong with her first foul as Pistelli goes to the line for the first time. They've made just one basket here in this third quarter. And Pistelli now with 5. Look at Emma Crane, who is checked into the lineup now with a 20-point lead. Covenant goes on to win this. They'll have won now their, 11th game of the year. And we have, by the way, after the beginning of the year, just a handful of games in January, and the tournament begins in February. In the corner, here is Jankowski, missed it, and the strong rebound there by Rissler.
South Putt really extended their defense that last possession. They're trying some different things here now to try to get back in this game.
This is Gardner. Baseline or attempted drive by Emmerich gets cut off there by Crane. Skip pass will find Rissler. Well, they're moving the ball okay, but they're just not getting any looks right now.
Nope.
They got to score a little quicker. And a turnover.
Well, like I said earlier, and that's the style they play, so it's going to be hard for them, if they get down like they are, to come back.
8th turnover now by Covenant Christian.
I'm not so sure if you're the stat guy. I think that one goes on the catcher, not the passer.
I agree. Out of the lineup will be Vivian Hafner after hitting 3 threes here in the third. She and Armstrong, the only two players, that being Mariah Armstrong, to score for the Warriors. It is a nice luxury to have, if you can, to have several different players, as that's going to end the third, that can come in and score when you need them. We go to the fourth, 20-point lead.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Final 8 minutes of play here as we head to the fourth quarter. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about the service to you, make sure you check out Aspen Creek Grill. Not only in Noblesville, but they also have now a restaurant down in Greenwood, which you down close to where you live, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Exactly where I live. Right on the south side of Indianapolis.
If you want to go watch the Colts tomorrow and you don't want to pay those high prices for the tickets, maybe you can go there and get some.
Check it out.
Yeah. It's Aspen Creek Grill. If you'd like more information, 866-885-3249. All right, South Putnam, only 5 points. They have not scored in double digits in any of the 3 quarters so far.
Yeah, if you're South Putnam, Coach Gardner, you just got to make sure your kids play hard the rest of the way. Try to dig into this lead as much as you can, but most importantly, just make sure you play as hard as you can, play with the right energy and effort the rest of the quarter. Or the game, rather, excuse me.
Turnover. Back the other way, and the layup good at the other end of the floor thanks to Maddie Howard. And Howard on the board for the first time. South Putnam now with 13 turnovers. Shot is way short there by Wells. Wells able to run it down. Lead is now at 41-19. Here's a 3 on the way. That's going to be good by Rissler, her second 3. She leads the team in scoring with 6 points. Careless with the pass, turnover, the drive, basket good, and the foul, and that'll put Emmerich at the line.
She can convert this. That's a 6-0 run there in about 15 seconds.
9th turnover now by Covenant Christian, and that really just came off a kind of a lazy pass there at midcourt.
Yeah, they've really extended, South Putnam has. They're trying. You know, as a coach, when you get in these spots where you're up against it on the scoreboard, you do different things you don't normally do just to try to change momentum somehow.
So Emmerich at the line, and the free throw good. She now has 5. See a change in the lineup as you see Vivian Hafner come back in. She had the hot hand in the third. Of course, I'm a little surprised you don't see Reichert back in there as an extra ball handler.
I was just thinking the exact same thing as you said it, and I'm guessing you're going to see her up to the scorer's table here pretty quickly.
10 turnovers now by Covenant on a bad pass in the corner. So we stay at a 16-point lead here in the fourth. A lot of times you end up with a big lead, and sometimes you don't get those players to play quite as hard as you like them to down the stretch. There's another turnover, and back the other way, Jankowski missed the layup, and it'll go back over to South.
You can definitely see some sloppiness. You know, we had an old saying when I coach, you play the game, not the score, right? You don't play the scoreboard, you play the game.
That's
so
right.
The high school kids, it's hard to get them to understand that sometimes.
Oh, that'll be a double dribble. 15 turnovers now by South Putnam. So here comes Reichert.
She's her primary ball handler, and South Putnam's really trying to put a lot of pressure on them, so it makes sense to get her back in the game.
One Armstrong replaces the other Armstrong. "16 points tonight by Mariah Armstrong. She came in averaging at about 11. Nice pass to Lloyd Dawson, who finishes it.
Great pass by Reichert. She threw that on a diagonal behind the zone. That was perfect.
Yeah, she's a really good passer. In the corner, a three on the way is off the mark by Klein. So South Putnam one and done. Another pass to Lloyd Dawson. This time, for some reason, went to the front of the rim. She had the same shot.
It was the exact same play. Reichert got right in between that little gap in the zone, hit her on a diagonal on the baseline, and she decided to shoot a reverse layup for some reason. The rim blocked her.
We got a timeout on the floor. This will be a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like to volunteer or would like more information, give them a call at 317-686-6239. Maybe Lloyd Dawson was thinking, you know what? That last one was a little too easy. Let me see if I could get this over the front of the rim and make it more of a challenge.
I think she just turned to the wrong shoulder, and when she did, she realized she was under the basket, and that was all she could really do. I mean, Coach was talking to her during the timeout. I saw him addressing her and just talking about turning the other direction, squaring her shoulders. She just probably went, like we talked about with Armstrong, just a little too quick.
I would have never done that as a player. Never. I once thought I made a mistake as a player, but I was wrong. You ever heard that saying?
Yeah, oh yeah. my wife has that trademark.
Under 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. The entry pass, and they're going to get Jankowski, I believe. Be number 2 on Jankowski. She got a 3 early, and that's been it here tonight. Leaving the lineup will be Wells. Checking back in will be Madison Gardner.
Even though they haven't scored a ton of points, you can tell that South Putnam is so much more comfortable being guarded man-to-man than they are when they're being pressured.
Here's a 3. That's going to be missed. Long rebound off that missed shot by Klein, and it'll be Reichert with the basketball. Skip pass will find Jankowski once again as they continue to play it around the perimeter. Boy, look who's wide open. Armstrong is wide open.
They missed her.
Yep.
She won't miss her the next time if she's there.
Well, she didn't get the ball in time. Armstrong's like, give me the ball. I just hit a 3 a minute ago. Jankowski, three-pointer, good.
Yeah, they've really found their stroke here in the second half.
That is now their 5th three-pointer in the second half. They had 4 of those in the third quarter. The bounce pass is stolen away by Lloyd Dawson. 16 turnovers now by South Putnam. Reichert off now to Armstrong, feeling it in the corner, missed it, rebound Jankowski. Armstrong won't try another one right there. Baseball pass, and Reichert knew it wasn't a good pass that time, but saved by Jankowski.
She likes those one-handed passes. I don't know how well I like them as a coach, but she sure likes them. She must be awful accurate with him. He's not saying anything to her, and so far she hasn't turned the ball over much. So
she does it again. Here's Jankowski for 3, no good. Players go to the floor, picked up by Reichert, inside to Lloyd Dawson, the layup good.
That was friendly fire there. That was 2 South Putt girls that knocked each other over. Caused that turnover.
And we've got another timeout here by South Putnam. It'll be a full timeout, 48-25.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Don't forget, following tonight's game, the Morales Group post-game show. We'll do a quick wrap of tonight's matchup, and then Coach will name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. And we'll talk about some of the games we have coming up here in the next week or so. We'll be getting right back into it right after Christmas. And then by the time you know it, we're into January, and we have a full schedule in January as well on IndianaSRN. After the timeout, it'll be South Putnam basketball. Once again, the Warriors back in that zone. Good job extending it here. Really can't find a good look yet. They'll dump it down low. The turnaround shot off the side of the backboard by Madison Gardner.
Yeah, that was a really good action there by South Putnam. They just couldn't pay it off.
This offense has kind of settled down a little bit more with Reichert back in the lineup, as you alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
I think there's kind of a comfort level knowing that you have somebody handling the basketball.
Well, South Putnam's also gone man-to-man. They're done with that stuff. I think he's a little bit away with the white flag here and saying, well, let's stop fouling. Let's just go out and guard your girl and try to get a stop and just finish as best we can.
Yeah, they will not have scored in double figures. That shot missed by Emmy Flatt in any quarter tonight. 7 in the first, 7 in the second, 5 in the third, and only 6 here in the fourth quarter. And we mentioned coming in, they only average 45 per game, and they're well into that.
We also mentioned at the beginning that they have to play possession, close basketball games to have a chance, and the score wasn't on their side this evening.
And some of their critical turnovers they've had tonight, not a ton of turnovers overall with 16, but some of them have come in some pretty critical areas. And then you think about the cold shooting they've had tonight. It just has not been their night at all.
No, it's not. And that's the difference. I mean, Covenant was in the same position, right? At halftime, they weren't shooting the ball well either, but they came out and fixed that problem, right? Eradicated that problem. They've shot the ball really well, and they've been able to build this lead.
Covenant, by the way, just 10 turnovers unofficially so far tonight. Rademacher. Now it'll be Reichert. And you can see the coach now just bring it back out and set it up here. And last night they were shooting threes late in the ball game, but tonight it's more now ball control and 2 minutes remaining, run clock, unless you get a layup just like that one right there.
That's absolutely. That's what coach is saying in this situation. Pass the ball, nothing but a wide open layup or free throws.
Rademacher now with 4. And another turnover. Here is Mariah Armstrong, another layup. Armstrong. Nice ball game, good first half and second half.
She's had a real nice game. Played with a lot of energy and effort.
18 points. She, along with Vivian Hafner, the two players that are in double figures. You know, I was saying a little bit ago about the luxury of having players step up for you, like what we saw last night with Jankowski, when other players may not have been having the same kind of game they normally have. But tonight, now you come back with Armstrong, you get Hafner. Hafner last night had 18. She's been consistent, and each team, we got a timeout for substitutions here more than anything, so we'll keep it here for this timeout. But that's what Covenant does have. When they don't turn the ball over, they don't foul a lot, they do the offensive rebounding, they can be a really good team by tournament time.
Yeah, oh, definitely. They have a lot of weapons, and they have a lot of girls who can put the ball in the basket, and that always makes teams difficult to guard, difficult to prepare for. So, yeah, it looks like we had a line change there. We got 5 new players for Covenant.
Had 11 threes last night. They have 8 3-pointers tonight. They won't score 77, but they last night, we mentioned, even missed the 11 free throws, which was big. But overall, they had good balance throughout the entire night, plus 26 points in that fourth quarter alone. Little give and go. The drive, the shot missed Ball loose on the floor. We're under a minute to go. By the way, Jocelyn Bumgardner is checked in for South Putnam. And we have a loose ball. It is going to be whose basketball here. We got a jump ball. 20 turnovers now by South Putnam. So it will be Covenant basketball. Grace Huckabee is coming to the lineup now. Here's a shot in the corner. That's well short by Gabby Neitz. Under 30. That shot's off the mark there by Chloe Pastore. And should be the final possession here of this ball game. And that's going to do it. Your final score, Covenant Christian 52, South Putnam 25. Covenant moves their record to 11-3. South Putnam will fall to 9-6. Time for the post-game show brought to you by the Morales Group. They're building better futures one story at a time. Whether you're looking to start a new career or grow your team with exceptional talent, the Morales Group is here to help you succeed. Overall, not the prettiest game of the season we've had so far, and each team was not really good from the outside, and then, of course, Covenant kind of found their will in the second half, but the bottom line is they got the win.
Yeah, just the styles. Styles make fights in this particular game. South Putnam cannot play it not even in the 50s, to be honest with you. So once it starts getting above that mid-40 range, it's just not a style they can contend with.
We'll come back and name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Time to name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game for tonight's contest. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, they deliver solutions that keep you on the move. With efficiency and reliability, Piper Logistics will get the job done. Coach, who is our player of the game?
Tonight's player of the game from Covenant Christian is sophomore Mariah Armstrong. She had 18 points and 8 rebounds. She was consistent in both halves for the Warriors.
Yeah, 9 in the first half, 9 in the second, even hit a three-pointer in that 7-point third quarter. So congratulations again to Mariah Armstrong, the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Want to remind you, have games coming up here on IndianaSRN. More action headed your way after Christmas. Our future schedule brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Great food, great atmosphere, great service, and great times. Make sure you visit Aspen Creek Grill for locations, and you can check out their menu as well. We will be back after the Christmas break on the 30th of December. We'll have Central Christian and Providence Cristo Rey. That'll be a nighttime game, and then we head down to Seymour on New Year's Eve. Do you believe that? I'm working on New Year's Eve. It'll be New Albany at Seymour. That'll be a 1:30 tip-off time, pregame beginning at 1:20 here on IndianaSRN. As we close out our coverage on the month of December and the year of 2024, we want to thank all of our viewers and followers, all of those on X, all the way through the IndianaSRN sports page. I want to thank everyone who tunes in each and every night to watch our games. We have a lot to look forward to in 2025. And if you'd like to be a part of IndianaSRN and connect with valuable customers, you can reach our sales team at coach@IndianaSRN.org and help us help you grow your business. Until next time, here on Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.